Let's talk about Sigma individuals, the lone wolves of society. The ones who genuinely don't care what people think of them. You've seen them, you've heard about them, but most people don't really understand how they operate. First, let's clear up one thing. Sigma people value independence over conformity. They aren't here to fit into societal expectations or climb the traditional ladders of success. For a Sigma, life isn't about impressing anyone. It's about freedom and authenticity. Sigmas are driven by intrinsic motivation. While most people seek validation from others, Sigmas don't. Their goals are personal. Their happiness isn't tied to applause or approval. It comes from within. This naturally leads to their unique ability to live without attachment to social approval. It's not that Sigmas are rebellious for the sake of it. They simply don't need anyone's permission to be themselves. And honestly, that's why so many people find them confusing. Let me give you an example. Sigmas are perfectly fine walking away from situations that don't serve them. Toxic relationships? Out. Soul-draining jobs? Gone. They don't stay somewhere just to make others comfortable. This kind of freedom can be unsettling for people who are used to clinging to things out of fear or obligation. Now, here's another reason Sigmas are so hard to pin down. Their complexity of thought. They're deep thinkers, strategic, and observant. But here's the twist. They don't always share their plans with others. This makes them seem mysterious or even intimidating. People might think they're distant, but in reality, they're simply selective about who gets to know them on a deeper level. Sigmas also have a unique approach to happiness. While most people chase societal milestones like status, wealth, or approval, Sigmas define success on their own terms. They'll pursue passions or paths that others might see as unconventional, but that's exactly what makes them so interesting. And because they're so different, people often misunderstand them. For instance, Sigma's lack of interest in approval is sometimes mistaken for arrogance. But the truth is, they're not trying to be better than anyone. They just don't compare themselves to others in the first place. Then there's their love for solitude. Many mistake this as loneliness or antisocial behavior. But for Sigmas, solitude is a source of strength. It's where they recharge, reflect, and refocus. This alone time is what allows them to thrive in their own unique way. Now here's where things get really interesting. Sigmas can adapt to social situations when needed, but they never compromise their individuality. They're like chameleons. They can fit in, but they're never of the crowd. They'll navigate the system, but they'll never be owned by it. And let's not forget the power of silence. Sigmas don't need to be loud to make an impact. They're observant, strategic, and know when to speak. Their quiet confidence keeps people guessing, and that's part of their charm. So why do Sigmas confuse so many people? Because they don't follow the same playbook as everyone else. They don't chase trends, they don't seek validation, and they don't need to be understood. This can make them seem unpredictable, or even intimidating. But that's just because they're playing a completely different game. But here's the good news. We can all learn from the Sigma mindset. Living authentically, embracing solitude, and defining happiness on your own terms are things anyone can do. Sigmas teach us to stop worrying about what others think, to stop seeking approval, and start seeking fulfillment. They show us the power of walking away from what doesn't serve us and focusing on what truly matters. So if you've ever felt like you don't fit in, maybe you're more of a Sigma than you think. And guess what? That's okay. You don't need to fit in to thrive. In fact, your strength lies in standing apart. Be true to yourself. Be unapologetic in your pursuit of happiness. And most importantly, don't let anyone else define your path. Because at the end of the day, that's what it means to think and live like a Sigma.